This video was forwarded by Andrew, and he tells me that it was captured by a mother that is living with her family in a cozy home. What's a bit odd lately though, is that once in a while her son seems to be talking with somebody, although nobody else is home at the time but her. On this day, he seemed to be playing with an invisible friend. The mom started recording and captured this. A strange shadow silhouette that some people say looks like a child is passing by, seemingly following her son towards the right side of the room. But how is that possible? It's unlikely that this was caused by a reflection from the outside, at least in the mother's opinion. Is it maybe the ghostly playmate of her son? This is another really unsettling video found on La Dimension Oscura. It was captured by a couple. The woman on the passenger seat was filming both of them during a little road trip in their new car. And out of the blue, something terrifying was captured that went unnoticed initially. It would appear that a demon is lurking out from between the legs of the young man. How creepy. And how do we explain this? Are we looking at something demonic? Or is it just another film project? Certainly nightmare material in my book. You might be familiar with a user called Spooky Links, who had purchased a haunted doll off the internet. During the last couple of months, he had documented some eerie events unfolding in his house. Events that are all based around the doll. And in the past couple of days, things have gotten out of hand even more. Before we get into that, let's look at one of the creepy occurrences first. When Lynx had an audio recorder set up next to the doll, it had recorded the following unsettling voice.
Do you know that you're dead? Is there anything you want to say to anyone?
Like literally, I have so much goosebumps.
Tonight he places the doll on a shelf next to a Bible, because he wanted to see what's gonna happen, if anything. But that wasn't all. On another day, while he was playing a video of a real exorcism, he captured the doll moving.
This is weird. Creepy.
On that recording, he had placed the doll in a bath of salt to see if it would do anything overnight. Now, you tell me, is it possible that this doll is haunted? What do you think? This clip was captured by a TikTok user called I can't read it, sorry. He noticed that his dogs were behaving a bit weird all of a sudden. Although his dogs don't seem to be necessarily afraid, they clearly notice that something is standing in the left room. Let's zoom in a little bit. What can you see? It's a bit unclear to me. Sherry Balls has posted the following to the paranormal section of Reddit. I think we captured the voice of a ghost. I got goosebumps when I found it. I was equally annoyed because I felt they were mimicking my child. I get definite trickster vibes, to be honest.
Oh my god, he's got tears. Sad boy.
I'm gonna get him to talk to her too.
Oh my god, he's got tears. Sad boy. Sad boy. Sad boy.
Apparently, no other child was around at the time of this recording, and it couldn't have been the TV either. Another user writes, clearly it wasn't the dog. The baby's lips aren't moving. It doesn't sound like your husband, and it doesn't sound like TV audio. Cherry Balls answers, we've had a handful of events that happened here though. We see shadows and shadow figures. I've seen someone peeking at me around the corners at knee height. So, do you think that they captured an actual ghost voice here?
Sad boy. Sad boy. Sad boy.
User iDrone457 has shared the following in the paranormal Reddit section. He states, okay, I'm super creeped out now. I set up a camera last night. It's a shifty wildlife one. It detected 2 movements during the night. One of them was nothing, but this one, well, just look. I remember hearing something around that time, like a bang. It's barely visible, but it seems to be appearing from the open door to the right. He states that it wasn't a pet, and that he is certain that something paranormal must have been caught on video here. The question is, do we believe him? This next clip was uploaded by Haunted Forest Monsters. He states that this footage was taken from the security camera at his mother's work. They were keeping an eye on the cameras lately, since some strange sightings had been seen in the building and the adjacent parking lots. The clip was taken on a dark and rainy night when there was no cars or people around. However, movement was still somehow detected. Let's take a look at what the security camera caught.
It comes from up there. Up there. See? It's right there. Yo, what the f***, dude? Just disappears. I know, I see it. Did you lose it?
Around the middle of the parking lot, a ghostly shadow suddenly appears out in the rain. The figure starts walking to the right, and you can almost even make out what appears to be legs. This is truly a humanoid shape. As we stated earlier, the parking lot is visibly empty, meaning there's no way for this to be a reflection or shadow of anyone or anything. The camera turns to keep capturing the spirit as it moves across the parking lot, and then eventually vanishes into thin air. This sighting is definitely strange. The way the spirit moves and seems to walk makes it seem to be more than a water drop or smudge on the camera. But let me know what your thoughts are on this one. Now we will be taking a look at some updates in the Headman haunting. User, my name is Sam, has been documenting this haunting for a year now on YouTube, and many of you will remember him. Sam and his 2 cats have been experiencing paranormal phenomena around their house, and many viewers are saying that they believe the Headman could be the culprit. For those who are unaware, the Headman is described as a dark entity that has stalked human beings throughout history, not merely within a particular society or during a specific time frame. The Headman exists in lore from Japan all the way to the Canadian Inuit people. The Headman has been said to paralyze his victims with fear and leave many with a feeling of breathlessness and a large weight on their chest. The first video of the new series that Sam uploaded is quite ominous. Sam can be seen making a phone call, thanking a friend for taking care of his cats for a few days.
We're taking Buddy and Jessica for a few days. Yeah, I just gotta get out of this house for a little bit. Yeah, I'm fine. Listen, I gotta get going. I gotta go check into the hotel in about an hour. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
The door slams on its own. Definitely strange. Much of the rest of the video is black as the power has gone out, and only sounds of panic and rustling can be heard as Sam prepares to leave the dark house. However, take a look at what he captured at the very end of this video. A large dark entity can be briefly seen looming over Sam, terrifying him before vanishing. It seems unlikely that this shadow could be furniture or anything of that nature, especially given the way Sam runs out of the house in fear. This next video shows the sort of paranormal occurrences that have been happening in Sam's home over the last year. Cabinets banging, utensils falling, various objects flying around the house. Even the cat seemed to get disturbed by the spirit at some point. Although there are no shadow figure sightings in this video, we get a good idea of the terrifying living conditions for Sam and his pets. The next video in the series is actually quite tame for most of the time, and simply features Sam, who's video calling with a paranormal expert in hopes to get some answers or advice as to what has been going on in his home. All seems calm as the call ends, until this happens.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Nobody can help you, Sam.
What?
This is truly chilling if it really was without prompt.
Alexa, what did you just say?
No new notifications.
The final video we will be looking at today was taken while Sam was clearing the snow from his car. Sam places his phone on the dash, leaves it recording, and the following chilling footage was captured. A dark figure suddenly appears in view from within the garage. The entity is entirely dark and it appears that they are wearing some sort of hat. At the same time, the camera appears to be experiencing some interference. Viewers have pointed out this seems to be the same interference that occurs when a magnet is placed next to a camera. Is it possible that the spirit is somehow causing these strange colors and the high-pitched sound? What do you think of this haunting? We will definitely be keeping an eye on this channel to see any possible updates. Very creepy. This next clip was submitted by Lisa and was uploaded on their channel, The South Cags. The group was conducting a paranormal investigation at Lake Shawnee. Lake Shawnee Amusement Park is known as being one of the most haunted locations in the USA. It was the site of a massacre when disputes over the land occurred between Native Americans and European settlers. It was also the burial site for many Native Americans, and other historical items were also uncovered during a dig. Many believe this land is extremely cursed due to the deaths that occurred there. In the video, we see one of the ghost hunters attempting to make contact with the spirits that may live there. Let's watch.
So, the little girl that's here, the object that I'm holding, it kind of looks like a necklace, and you're more than welcome to touch it. It just lets me know answers to questions that I ask you. So, feel free to answer as much or as little as you would like. Do you like it here at Lake Shawnee?
Did you catch it? A black shadow figure is seen, pacing in front of the table. This shadow is much darker than the others we can see in the video, leading me to believe this may truly be paranormal. The spirit walks back and forth a few times before the video cuts off. The entire time, the team was having no idea that they may have been in presence of a shadow creature. What an amazing capture. What do you think happened here? The next was captured by channel The Oslaskans, and it appeared that a mysterious event has caused the man in the following video to actually get out his cell phone. He tells us about really odd noises he was hearing in the past couple of nights, and that he even noticed shadows in the corner of his eyes. Apparently he was situated in a pretty old building, and I assume he's at his workplace.
So it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been working in the studio, and the last couple of nights I've been hearing really creepy sounds. I've been hearing footsteps and like seeing things out of the corner of my eye. Now this is a really big old building, and so that's got me a little bit freaked out. But the top of it was just a few minutes ago, I was going to the bathroom and I was standing in the stall, and I swear someone grabbed the back of my shoulder while I was standing there. If something happens, I want to have it on video.
First things first, checking that no other human soul is around. Then he tries to make it towards the toilet stalls, you know, to possibly record proof that something is still lingering there.
So this is where I was. The lights are on in the bathrooms, of course. Hello? Hello? Alright, I think I'm done. Alright, I think I'm done. I think I've had about enough for today.
A scary looking face is peeking at our cameraman here. The eyes are reflecting in a suspicious way, which causes some commenters to believe this might have been a ghost. What do you think? Was it a colleague of his that was pranking him that night? Or did this man capture something from another realm? Following video was uploaded by user ReddirdAngler405 to the paranormal section of Reddit. Apparently, the man has set up a security camera in his living room, since he feels that pretty suspicious events are unfolding at night. He wakes up to loud noises that seem to have no explanation. One night, the camera detected movement and started recording. A dark, hazy mist can be seen flying through the room. The origins of this shadow are unclear. Some people think that it might have just been a bug flying close to a light. Others think that this is pretty unrealistic, however. What do you think? Are we being witness to a paranormal event here? Or did Angler's camera merely pick up an insect that night? This is another cave recording, which was captured on a trip that a group of friends undertook many years ago. Local legends are speaking of strange specters and apparitions that can be seen in there, but unfortunately the group was unlucky. At least that's what they thought at first. After analyzing the footage, they noticed that there was an eerie figure. Some do claim to see a woman in a dress, possibly a spirit from another time. Does this sound plausible? Of course, the bad quality due to the age of the footage doesn't really help answering that question for us, but it does make one wonder, did nobody notice that thing at the time? Really creepy. Ryan has found the following video on Reddit and forwarded it to me. Apparently, it was recorded by a young man who noticed that this particular summer, some aggressive wasps had built a hive at a neighboring house, which was abandoned for a good year after the owner had passed away. Yet, the recording shows an eerie figure peeking over the fence. Could the person recording, by any chance, capture the apparition of the deceased neighbor? If not, who could that have been? Maybe just a regular person with a mask on, or CG. Look how eerie the eyes seem to reflect. Nightmare material for sure. Thank God this incident took place during the day, am I right? What do you think? This is an eerie investigation video, which was forwarded to me by Zodiac. The story goes that two friends were exploring a supposedly haunted building one day, which was visited by the ghost of a lady once in a while. Why, however, is not exactly known. Well, as they are walking through the ruins of this former place, the cameraman captures something on his device that shouldn't have been there, and he didn't realize it at first. Was it perhaps the spirit of the lady that was lingering and waiting for the two? Or is this just a spooky hoax? The next clip was uploaded by Q and comes to us from Japan. The premise of this video is quite simple. We see a man taking a tour through a house that seems to be called the House of Mirrors. It does seem quite normal at first. However, as the man makes his way through, there does seem to be an awful lot of mirrors. Creepy. Ghosts and mirrors have been associated with each other for a long time, and for a lot of people, mirrors can give them a serious feeling of unease. They are believed to be portals to other worlds or windows into the afterlife. Could this be why this house is so filled with them? Back to the video. The man is walking around a particularly dark portion of the house. when he peeks into one of the mirrors and we see a door opening behind him. Spooky, right? But by far the creepiest moment is this one. Watch and see for yourself. Something seems to be appearing right behind him. A person, perhaps. Impossible, however, since this place was abandoned. Was it an intruder, or did something paranormal unfold here? Extremely scary, in my opinion. Techie Viga has posted the following. Apparently, there were several weird incidents taking place in their home, and this fact caused them to put an Amazon security system up. One day it captured the following image. Vega believes it to be the image of a ghost that was just passing by. Could this be so? This TikTok was shared by Nicoleton711, who is working on different film sets, and in this case, it was a set for Warner Brothers, and she gives us a little tour.
So this is the stage where they filmed The Conjuring, and here's the hole in the stage that we made, but they also had one in The Conjuring, and a paranormal investigator actually went down here and investigated and heard her name being called, and it's really creepy.
It is believed that Nicole didn't notice it at the time, but a pair of glowing eyes seemed to pick out, right at her. It's not really clear what it could be. Maybe just some exposed metal that is reflecting, or something more sinister. A bus ride, in most cases, is nothing to be afraid of. It might be different in today's situation, but in general, it is unusual to come across any mysterious events in there, right? In the following clip, a bus driver notices that something seems to be off. Clearly, all passengers had left the bus at that point. Just to make sure, he documents that. When he checks the security monitor of the CCTV camera in there, there seems to be something else with him though. A ghostly passenger. Is it just a light anomaly? Or at what are we looking at here? See how this apparition is wearing some kind of fanny pack even. I'm not sure. Or is it wearing some sort of short pants? This could also be possible. One thing is for sure. This passenger was not on the bus at the time, at least not in this realm. It is said that he never found out what exactly had caused this image, but I say it's really unsettling.